Okay, this will be a real interesting one. It's something that I find interesting and that I'd like to take up in the future, and hopefully I can do it really well as I can. Well, not as well as I do photocopiers, but it's to do with technology. And even though technology is really badly thought out and designed, I still enjoy using it and being challenged by it, like I do here on this photocopier. So I use that as I challenge myself heaps with the photocopier. We're going to leave it in the middle. So this is another thing that's interested me for a very long time that I've never been able to do, have time for, or money. Let's see how we go. So what is it? It is digital audio. We'll get rid of this piece of paper, we don't need it. We've got this digital audio, so we're interested in like electronic music and shit like that. That's the kind of shit that I like to listen to. So I'd like to make my own someday. I'm not good at it. I don't think I'd ever be as good at it as I am at using a photocopier creatively, but I'm sure I could adapt to it quite readily. But it's an interesting topic, this kind of shit. So let's see how we go. Well, that looks interesting. Looks a bit dark. Wondering if we're going to lighten it a bit. Maybe. It still looks quite nice. Wondering if maybe we could reduce the enlargement a bit. Maybe we could take it to 180 by 180. You're going to take 20% off both ways, and we're just going to go and tweak some stuff. It's a bit dark looking, so I'm thinking this might look nice with a lower contrast, and we're going to just lighten that up to make it look a lot nicer for this job. But yeah, I've always been interested in this kind of shit. When I get married to my future husband Luigi, I think we can find some time to do some of this. Oh, that looks better. That looks a lot better, actually. So I'm wondering where the centre of the job is going to be. I'm going to make that the centre. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. I'd say it'd be a very rewarding thing to get into. You know, if you've got enough talent with the music as well as working the equipment. I don't anticipate that I'm going to be making music for the radio or anything major. It's just mainly a side gig to my photocopier stuff. Just something else that I just happen to be interested in. You know, I've been interested in synthesizer music since I was 9. So I've always loved electronic music, mainly to do with the synthesizer, or in this case, software synthesis, which is like synthesizer functionality without the hardware. It's on the computer. You can get some really good simulations of various real life hardware synthesizers, and they're really quite amazing from what I've heard. You know, I don't know, I've never used an actual software simulation of a synth, but basically from what I know, what I've heard, they're really good. They're really like a good substitute for having a rack full of hardware synthesizers. So basically, yeah, it's amazing what you can get in this day and age. Even though money, the love of money rules everything, in large part technology, there is still good stuff happening in companies like Moog, spelt MOOG, It's pronounced Moog, not Moog. But basically, they've come up with some really good hardware synthesizers. And they're beautifully made and beautifully thought out from what I've read. But it's not like that with my industry, the photocopier industry. It's all about money. So you get the feeling that the people who run, say, Moog, the company Moog Music, I think that's what they're called. Basically, they're people that love synthesizers and fucking the history, like Bob Moog, who passed on quite some time ago. So, but the photocopier industry, nothing is sacred. But that looks really nice. I think now, I was actually thinking we could swap it around, but I think we'll leave it like that. I think now we can call it quits.